And the gospel has been the only message that God has been trying to communicate from the beginning of time. John chapter 5 verse 39, you search the scriptures, for you think you have eternal life, but they are they that testify of me. So all the scriptures are meant to testify or to reveal Jesus. From the beginning of time, God has been trying to communicate just the gospel. Luke chapter 24 verse 25 to 27, and he said to them, O fools, O foolish ones, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Was it not necessary that the Christ should suffer these things and enter into his glory? Verse 27, and beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them all the scriptures, the things concerning the gospel. Beginning from Moses, when he talks about beginning from Moses, he's talking about from the beginning of time. He communicated to them the gospel. Jesus is the gospel. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten son, that whosoever will believe will receive eternal life. So the gospel is Jesus Christ. So from the beginning of time, God has been trying to communicate about the one who saves, and that is Jesus. John 1:1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You can substitute the word for the gospel. In the beginning was the gospel, and the gospel was with God, and the gospel is God. Because the word in the Greek is the word logos. It means thoughts. It means the thoughts of God. So God and his thoughts are one. So that is what God has been trying to communicate from the beginning. Now let's go to the beginning. Genesis 1:1-2. This is what Moses is trying to communicate, but Moses does not have the words to communicate what God is trying to. So by revelation now, we start going back to look at what Moses is trying to communicate. John 1:1, Genesis 1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. It says, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. I need us to understand, when he's talking about darkness being over the face of the deep, he's not talking about the earth, he's talking about man. He was talking about the state of man without God. So the state of man without God is darkness. The state of man without God is emptiness. There is a vacuum that no one can feel but God. So because man is in that state, he begins to produce thorns. If you go down, it says the earth began to produce thorns. The earth is not the earth, it's talking about man. Man begins to produce thorns because man is without God. Because man is without God, man begins to produce thorns, what he was not meant to produce. Sexual immorality, strife, all of these things, that is what man produces outside of God. But man was not meant to produce this. So the solution of this problem is the gospel. So when he said let there be light, he was talking about the preaching of the gospel.